Hey everybody, welcome to the laziest crypto show. Oh well, I don't have to do that. Darko's here. All right, cool.
G'day, everybody. Smash that like button, smash up that live chat box. Let us know which country you're watching from and what is your favorite crypto right now. Sean, it's good to be back. How you feeling, my brother from another mother?
Feeling pretty good, pretty good. Cheers.
Nice.
Got
Cheers.
my pina colada.
Yes, I got my water in the good old handy Crypto Tonight mug, as you can see. Yeah. Subscribe today. And to Satoshi Sean. When are you going to get a Satoshi Sean mug?
I have a couple glasses that some of my subscribers made for me. I have fridge magnets.
Oh, nice.
I even have tattoos, temporary tattoos that you can get. I can send people. Put my face on your body.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a lot of stuff we could be talking about. Gargoyle's going to be working the chat in the Huobi app.
Okay.
Because I suck at it.
No worries. I can do that. And shout out to Deep Thai, who's saying hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream.
Yes, welcome.
Deep Thai, what a name. Deep Thai.
Welcome. All right. What all do you want to hit on first, man?
Well, I've got one article I could bring up straight away, actually, and it's an article that I've only been hearing about, but I literally have not looked into it. So, yeah, I'm still a bit new to it myself, but I'm sure you heard the news about Michael Saylor getting wrecked for alleged tax fraud. Now, this guy is a big face, a big name in the crypto space, obviously, but apparently this guy who's been managing over $1 billion at least in funds and crypto has been dodging tax for the last 10 years. And now he's getting sued by a US district, I believe, some US district. Have you heard about this one?
Yeah, well, I think we're at a very weird time here in the US. They wanted to add, I think it's like 80 some thousand new IRS agents, armed agents, which they specifically said in the job posting that they would have to be comfortable using, deadly force. So I think and then they pulled it down because it went viral. But
yeah,
and to put context to that, the U.S. is a huge country with huge borders in the north and the south, and we only have 18,000 border patrol agents. And they wanted to add additional 85,000 IRS agents. So that's an armed army to go after regular citizens. So I think we're about to have a tax, some tax tyranny here in the U.S. that they're going to be moving towards.
I did hear something about that, actually. And when I heard the news about Saylor getting sued for tax fraud because he didn't do his taxes for the last 10 years, the first thing that came to my mind was John McAfee straight away. And John said, how can it be tax fraud if I didn't submit my tax return? Yeah. I didn't fraudulate anything. I just didn't submit. So to say tax fraud means that you lodged fraudulent paperwork, right?
Right. Yeah, that would be. I think that would be easier to get off. Because you hit the nail on the head. You just basically the intent isn't there to commit fraud, and you can argue it's really weak though because you don't have to do taxes if you make less than like $350 or something like that. So I guess they could say, hey, by not doing taxes, you were saying that you made less than $350. But that's such a weak argument,
Yeah, but what if he offsets his tax so his expenses made so many deductions from his tax return?
Yeah, that also like you can just not do your taxes. You can choose that, and then you get okay, if you speed over the speed limit, you get a ticket. You get a ticket for speeding,
which I don't.
You don't get a ticket for committing fraud. You know what I mean? No. So if you have the option and you have the choice to speed, and you know what the penalty will be if you get caught. So by not doing, if there's a penalty for not doing your taxes when you're supposed to, I think you can put it off for 2 years or 3 years. Because my parents used to do that. They only filed once every 3 years. They would put it off.
Yeah.
But if there's a penalty for making the choice to not do your taxes, and it's not fraud. If you're say I'm consciously making a choice that I'm going to put off doing my taxes, pay this $1,000 fee, so that I can not pay my taxes and keep that money and earn more interest on it.
You raise a good point, because what you're saying in a nutshell is if you get a speeding ticket and you don't pay it, you don't get charged with fraud for not paying the speeding ticket. It's the same with the tax return. But then again, if you haven't lodged it, there's no charge for you to pay. So immediately, the first thing that came to my mind when I said John McAfee was, is Michael Saylor going to get a whack tattoo next?
Oh, no. But basically, it's like if you speed, you get pulled over, and they give you a ticket for fraud, or give you a ticket for speeding, but then arrest you, saying you were committing fraud by acting like you weren't speeding. It makes no sense,
Or what if you went to where you were speeding?
Yeah, if you lied and say, I wasn't aware that I was speeding, my speedometer is broken. Maybe something like that is a stretch, and then they'd have to take your car and do tests on it and say that you're. Then you
can I tell you something though before I forget on that topic right there in terms of speeding tickets?
Hey, Alex. Yeah.
When you get pulled over for speeding and the officer asks you, what's your reason for speeding or why were you speeding? Whatever answer you give is an admission of guilt. Right?
Huh. Now, you know what? You raise a really good point, because that's not how it is in the United States. The United States, you can lie to a cop. You can lie to whoever you want until they say, I'm going to read you your rights. And then this is formal. Once it's formal, if you lie, then you could get charged with impeding an investigation or something like that. But you have to be read your rights first. So that's an interesting point. Saylor was never read his rights. So technically, he really couldn't have committed fraud and couldn't. Anything he said, even if he lies, it's not against the law to lie. It's like, oh, do I look fat in this? Yeah, you're under arrest for fraud. Doesn't happen,
So on that note, if, as I said, you can get pulled over, the officer will ask you, what's your reason for speeding? You could say, I thought I was having a heart attack and I was rushing to the hospital. That's an admission of guilt. My friend had an accident at home and is dying. Again, that's an admission of guilt. You're not going to get out of it. But the only way you can get out of it with saying something, a response to the question, what's your reason, is I wasn't speeding. I was not aware I was speeding. I was not speeding. Is your speed camera collaborated correctly? When was the last time it was collaborated? When was the last time it was tested? That's the only way. So, Michael Saylor's case, going back to crypto and tax fraud allegations, he could turn around and also say, I did not tax evade or tax fraud anything to his knowledge. But then again, I'm no legal expert either. So, and every case varies from country to country, city to city, state to state, obviously. But yeah, I just find it really silly when I hear things like these stories where they say, oh, it's tax fraud when the person hasn't even submitted any documents that are fraudulent. Okay. It doesn't make sense.
No, hold on. Okay. We should have done this, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, we should have. Yeah.
Definition.
Yes.
The definition of tax fraud: when an individual or business entity willfully and intentionally falsifies information on a tax return,
which he didn't do,
to limit the amount of taxes they'll have to pay.
Which he didn't do.
That's the legal definition of what tax fraud is. So if he didn't file taxes, that's not tax fraud. It's
correct.
Moronic that they would charge him with that.
It's silly. It's stupid. It's dumb.
Silly and stupid. Another good example. Yes.
Very good. And let's quickly go to the live chat box, see what's going on here. We have Waldo PDL asking in the live chat box in the official Huobi Global app, what is the future of ETH, Sean?
Of ETH? ETH's going to be great. ETH is
on fire.
ETH has paid all their money to all of the politicians they need to pay it to. ETH has greased all the palms it needs to grease. ETH has done all the crooked shit that it has to be successful.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
Did you see the
Should I have
picture?
said that?
That's fine. But did you see the recent picture of Vitalik Buterin exposing his hard fork on Twitter?
Yes, I don't think anyone could not have seen that. Yeah.
Bro, when that came up in my newsfeed, the first thing I saw before the comment of the tweet and the comments beneath it was the photo, right? And the photo popped up in my newsfeed. I saw him.
I
and
saw
then,
it before I read anything or knew anything about it. Dude.
Yeah. And then I looked
First,
at the
I was like,
picture.
"Oh, she's cute." Whoa.
A little too cute for Vitalik.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, she's cute." Dang. Okay.
And then I thought to myself, is that just a shadow angle? The picture is maybe
no, you didn't.
taken.
No, you didn't. It was obvious, dude. There was no way you questioned.
Oh, it was obvious when I saw the comments.
I thought
for sure.
he had a banana in his pocket. I mean, it was. I was like, whoa.
Did you see someone posted as well after that? They posted a tweet saying ETH merge is coming, and they posted a photo underneath it, and there was an aerial shot of a city, and there was a massive shadow of a penis covering the city.
That's a lot of people like. Vitalik has my entire portfolio in his pants.
Good on him, though. Good on him.
Yeah. Well, we got Phil C in the chat says that he hardly thinks that Saylor is worried about this. I've got a bunch of people in the chat here. Alex, Huddle, but for some reason YouTube says there are 0 people watching.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Now that I bring that up, though, it'll probably, probably fix itself.
You're right. Good luck. But on that note, Waldo in the official Huobi Global app is saying Saylor is showing her tailor. We have Oscar who's watching from Brazil. Jonas says hello. Shout out to you, Jonas. Or Jonas. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Good morning to you, Jonas. Shout out. And Jonas is saying hello, Satoshi Sean as well.
Hey, Jonas. Glad to have y'all here. What's our view count over there on the Huobi app?
We currently have, without any app notification, we have 3,400 people watching, which is really, really good considering we haven't pushed out a notification for this live stream. So very, very good.
That's a lot of people watching the stream. All right.
Yes. We have in the live chat as well, Enoch, good morning to you too. Oscar, good night to you too. Edwin is saying Baby Doge coin and Moon. I remember being a holder of Baby Doge. I made some good money on Baby Doge. I think you
were one of the first people to talk about it. I do know that.
I did a lot of streams on Baby Doge, and I did some 24-hour live streams of the charts as well. And people were coming in and using the live chat and talking crypto and Baby Dogecoin, and it was really, really cool. It pumped for a bit. I think I put in $3,500 on that one, and within a matter of weeks, it went to something like 24,000. And by that point, I thought, you know what, I won't be too greedy. I'm going to take profit.
No, you're smart like that. You're not like old Satoshi Sean. Not at all. You don't hold that shit until it starts dying. No.
Nah, but we all learn from our mistakes. I mean, I lost a lot of money doing the opposite in the past, as you know as well. I've told you already. I lost a lot of money in the past by just holding. I'll wait till it gets to this level. I'll wait till it gets to that level.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. I'll take profit here, and then it's like the devil knows, and then I'll take profit at $1, and it'll go to 98.5 cents. And it'll stay there for a minute, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm just ready for it to hit. And he's just like behind me, wringing his hands. Purdue, 50 cents. What? I took a nap. What the hell? Half my portfolio's gone. What just happened? Yeah.
It happens so often in crypto, so often. We have in the live chat box as well, SK Crypto saying good morning to you. We have Oscar saying, boy noit there. I'm assuming that's good evening in some language. And just quickly going through the live chat before we proceed with the conversation further. Solomon, shout out to you in the live chat as well. VSHV saying thanks for the stream. You are most welcome. And please also follow us on YouTube. Crypto Tonight for me and Satoshi Sean for Satoshi Sean.
Crypto Tonight on YouTube and Satoshi Sean. And you can watch some of our past stuff. Also, leave a comment on anything, the past videos and today. and you'll be registered and subscribe to me, and you'll be registered to win yourself some crypto.
That's all right. 2C Folgu, I can't pronounce that, saying, give us a wonderful day. We shall give you a very wonderful day. And VSHV is asking, how much is taxes is okay investment profit or loss? So how much taxes is okay investment profit or loss?
Zero taxes is okay. No
That'd be
taxes.
nice.
Oh, that is okay. Yeah.
I do believe in Dubai they don't pay income tax in Dubai.
Really? Well, there's
Yeah,
also,
because the
Puerto
government makes so
Rico
much.
used to be that way. It is if you're a citizen there.
Yeah, the government makes so much money on fuel exports apparently that the people of Dubai live in a tax-free society. That's why everybody's rich over there. Apparently, they all drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and the average wage I think is something like $250,000 a year. I could be wrong. And
You are wrong for the regular folks.
I'm talking about the regular folks.
Well, I guess if you're a lot of non-citizens, people go there to work, and it's not that high. They don't make that much money, and it's kind of tough for them to get money back home to their home country, which is one of the big reasons crypto is really exploding in that area, because the banking infrastructure is not great.
Yep.
Because when it comes to the Muslim faith, banking is not really really tailor made for that. Because when it comes to making money, you really aren't supposed to make money off of nothing. Make money without work. Make money, so so a lot of the banking practices are frowned upon because they're kind of evil, which I guess they've known that longer than we have. But yeah, when it comes to taxes, a lot of the really positive things are changing just because crypto is so new that a lot of countries didn't know how to handle it, and they kind of ignored it. So
that's true.
But now they're starting to see, oh man, we're giving up so much money, which means we're giving up power as a government. So we don't want to do that.
So let's print more money.
We want to get as much money as we can from people to keep them down and to control them, and then get as much power as we can, once again, to control the people that we have.
But it's
our
correct. Correct. And that's part of their strategy. But what really is their strategy? Their strategy really, besides the whole tax thing, obviously, besides all that, but the real strategy here is as long as we can keep people poor, they will not open their own businesses, because our current large businesses that bring the big tax money need paid slaves, right? That's the agenda here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of people notice every time they get a little bit ahead in life, they fall 3 steps back, because the system is not designed to permit them or make it easier for them to get ahead in life.
Also, I think when it comes to governments, if you're dependent upon the government, you get some kind of assistance. That it's a trap that they lock your family into, where if you try to improve, if you can improve yourself 30% your income, that's not enough to make a huge difference, but it's enough for the government to take away that subsidy, to take away that help, which is more than 20% of your income. So you're actually hurting yourself and hurting your family by trying to improve. So you get stuck there.
And when you're on those government benefits, you're basically living underneath the poverty line anyway. So they're saying you can live these standards, but everybody knows you can't.
Yeah.
So it's a catch-22. Just quickly back to the live chat. By the way, to everybody watching in the live chat, if you have any questions, this is an open talk show. There is no main topic here. This is the Lazy Crypto Talk Show. We're all feeling lazy. We're just having an open conversation here. So please interact with us so we can interact with you and smash us your questions. This is what the show's all about.
Talking about governments changing things.
Yep.
We had talked about before the show what's going on with BitBoy. And
yes.
It's a huge deal, because it's a lot of commentators and investigative reporters, a lot of these YouTube channels like CoffeeZilla and that moist guy, I forget his name, but a lot of people are talking about this that are outside of crypto YouTube.
So what's going on exactly? Because I haven't heard anything.
Well, there was this one guy,
yeah,
and he did a real, like, a hit piece It was like this YouTuber scams his audience, which there is a lot of piece of shit YouTubers out there that do that.
Me. No, I'm joking.
A lot. Well, no, we know several of them. I mean, I got burned hardcore. I lost
by scammer tubers.
Yeah, I lost $900,000. I lost all of my everything. I lost everything because of
YouTuber?
one of these guys. Because
Yeah.
So we know that it happens, and if someone has a good audience, they'll pump a coin, they'll buy a bunch of it cheap, they'll pump it, and then they'll dump it on their community.
Old school, yeah.
The worst, scammiest thing you can do. And that's kind of what they were saying that the BitBoy had done, but that also that he just pushes crap and blah blah blah, and it got picked up, man. It got picked up and talked about by a lot of people. But he sued this guy. He sued this guy, and then this guy went out and said, "Hey, man, this piece of shit scammer guy is suing me for all this money." And he had it was like another hit piece. He set up a GoFundMe. Within 48 hours, this guy had $250,000.
Oh, really?
For a $75,000 lawsuit. So, and BitBoy was being attacked by a lot of people. He was on Pompliano, and Pompliano was like, "Hey, man, you're a scammer because you said that XRP would go to $5 or could go to $5."
Never.
And BitBoy did lose it. He went kind of crazy, and he was like, "You said you have a thumbnail here that says Bitcoin go to $240 million or 2.4 million or something." He goes, "That's the same thing. There's no difference between you saying that and me saying that." And he showed. I mean, he did XRP already went to 350, so it's not like a stretch, But I remember the video. It was a long time ago.
I think I remember it too, actually.
But he showed math, and it could go to this and could go to that. It could. I don't think it. I don't know. Actually, I don't know about XRP. I throw my hands up, and I don't fucking know when it comes to XRP. It's a completely different animal. It's not connected to everything else. It's very different. It's connected to the banks. I don't know what it could do. Darko hates it. I don't love it, but it is what it is. But anyway, so BitBoy went on this. Pompliano was hitting him, and then all these YouTubers started just talking about this huge. He was such a huge scammer, and I'm friends with BitBoy. My channel used to be bigger than his back in the a year or two ago. He has worked his ass off, man. He puts out content 2-3 videos a day. He doesn't do so much anymore because he's made it. He's made it with his investments, but he made a conscious effort. I know, almost a year ago, to just not do any paid spots or any paid reviews, which is so funny to me because people will do like a hit piece, and it's like, this guy is such a piece of shit. He took money, to do a review and stuff. By the way, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, how can you say that? I do paid work. You do paid work. The thing is, if you go on, and there's a lot of pieces of shit out there, a lot of fake channels where the views are fake, the comments are fake. Everything's fake.
Definitely.
You can read through, go look at 3 of their videos, and then read through their 300 comments, and they're all the same.
Bots.
Bro, I love you, bro. Bro, you give the best information.
Good.
So
good project.
Education is the best. All the same. But then you go to the next video. Bro, I love you. You're bro. You give such good entertainment and education. They're all the same thing, and nothing is specific. You could do a review on Peach Coin, and there's not one comment that's like, Peach Coin's pretty good. No, they're all like, this project is amazing. I will invest in this project. This project and this channel, they make me not commit suicide. I mean, they're all the same, but they're the same comment for multiple videos. So they're all fake. But those people go on like, bro, this is the best crypto I've ever seen. I am going to get into this so hard, man. This is the greatest. The team, they're not even from Earth, man. They came from heaven. They're the greatest.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that one.
That's a scam. That's shit. But if you go on and say, hey, man, I got to pay my bills. This is a paid spot. They wanted me to review this. I'm going to review it. The team's okay. This guy is all right. This guy has really good, experience in this. These are the tokenomics. This is it. Here's information. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're working. You're reviewing it. You're reading a fucking 50-page white paper.
Yeah.
You're telling everyone about it. You're putting it out there. You paid for your time and for your work. Now, if you lie, that's a scam. But if you're like, hey, man, do your own research. Here's the information on it. If you like it, go look into it some more.
That's it.
That's completely fine. I think that's yeah. But if you lie about it, or if you specifically hide shit, or if you lie about it and then you have a big audience and it pumps and then you dump on them, that's also a piece of shit.
Yes.
But that's just my 2 cents. But Bitcoin Bitboy, he hasn't done any paid work because he is more than doing fine on
he doesn't need the paid work.
Basically. He doesn't need it. But he is his own worst enemy, dude. Because he went out and he did a transparent video. Hey man, I wanted to do this privately with this guy. I wanted to take down the video. He wouldn't. He put it all public. It's all public. I'm embarrassed. We're dropping the lawsuit. So then everyone did videos on, you see, he's such a scammer that now that he's found out, he's dropping the lawsuit. He was just he really is a good guy. He really is. He's worked really hard, and I don't think but to be fair, the video that they're all talking about was bad. He was bad. He said shit he shouldn't have said. Whether he was genuinely excited about it at the time, and that's the thing. People aren't talking about it, and they're calling it a rug pull, which from what I've seen and what I've looked at, it's not a rug pull. It's a failed project.
Yeah.
They're all like, hey, look at this. It was $6. Now it's worth nothing. It's a rug pull. That's not a rug pull is when the team does shit and then the team pulls all the money and skips town.
See you later.
That's as far as I know, that's not what happened. The team was anonymous. And he said,
there's a red flag right there.
That was his exact words. A lot of people say it's a red flag because the team's anonymous.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But the code is wide open. The code's open source. All this is open source, blah, blah, blah. So, he did say things that were, man, I don't see how this cannot go up. Certain things like that.
If a code is open source, does that mean anything to you? Will you understand it?
No.
So who gives a shit about open source code that everyone keeps talking about? Because nobody understands it anyway.
Developers.
Yeah. This is the thing I never hear anyone talk about. Oh, it's open source, open code. Yeah, but do you understand what you're going to read in it? No. Then forget about it. Tick that one off. Cross that one off the list.
To me, a team is important if there is trust involved. Celsius. If you're giving your money, you don't hold the keys. If your crypto's not yours, the team is very important because you have to have someone to go after if they steal your money. It's not as huge of a deal if it's something like Dogecoin. Where's the team on Dogecoin? Where's the team on Bitcoin? There is literally, he's anonymous. Yep. Satoshi is anonymous. You can't say it's a terrible thing to be an anonymous developer when that's what Satoshi did. Is it a flag? Yes, it's a red flag that should make you look harder at the project, especially an up-and-coming project. And never, it's the biggest. It's an automatic no if you have to put any trust in it. If they hold your money, if you don't hold your crypto and you don't hold those keys, projects no. You don't do it because you can't trust someone. You have no one to go after.
So what's the story now with BitBoy? Yeah, what's the end result?
And really, it's still a huge thing. It's only been about a week.
Oh, it's still ongoing, is it?
It's over, but it's like now all these other channels are doing more hit pieces on it, trying to get views and so.
Thanks for letting me know. I might do one as well. Yeah, go on.
And it's fair. I mean, it's fair because he talked about this project uncomfortably positive. Whether he was just really did like it, I don't know. It was called PAMP, PAMP.
I heard about that one.
No, you think you do, but it's a gold company.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought about it too, but they have. I think they have like a. They're one of the biggest gold companies in the world. If you buy gold, like you can buy it from like Seuss, Gold Seuss, and something else. PAMP.
So they released their own token, did they?
No, I think they're completely separate.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like name recognition, like Coca-Cola coin, but you have nothing to do with Coca-Cola.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Yeah. See, Phil said it before. He heard me say Pump Seuss.
Pamp Seuss.
And then there's another Seuss. If you buy gold or silver, you'll recognize it. But it's something that a lot of us have been talking about, that there's going to be regulation coming. That people who didn't disclose that it was a paid review, you can get in trouble, man.
Yeah, that's been around for a while though now.
But YouTube if you do a video, there's a button you click says this is a paid review. It's a paid video.
Yeah, it says sponsored video at the beginning of the stream.
Which there's nothing wrong with doing paid content if you disclose that it's paid content, because people will be a little bit more leery. But if you're just like, this is just information, man, and I never say that I'm going into something if I don't go into it. There hasn't been a ton of stuff that I've been really excited about. I went into Vetter, which I thought was really, really good. And you can look at my portfolio, man. Vetter just 3x'd in the last 2 weeks, and it just dropped back to where it was. I should have sold, and I didn't. But they had a big launch coming out, and it was that buy the rumor, sell the news, man. It was going up, and I was like, it launched 2 days ago. Back down to where it was, literally.
Did you do it again?
I totally did it again, man. Because I was like, man, I wanted to buy more, and I didn't. And now it's so freaking expensive. But I should have, because they had a huge launch, and I was like, I really should sell right before this. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Didn't do it, man. Didn't do it, and now still holding my same bag, and it's worth the same thing it was, like 3 weeks ago. So.
Oh no! Yeah. What am I going to do with you, Sean? What will I do with you?
That. What else did I go over that I put into? I just go look at my channel.
Well, while you think about that, I'll go back to the live chat box in the Huobi Global app. And James Ravi is saying he loved the Meta Baby stuff I did last night. So last night I did the strangest interview I've ever done, and this is coming from someone who's made over 500 videos. I've interviewed at least 60 brands from across the world. But the Meta Baby interview last night was by far the most strangest, the most weirdest interview I've ever done. And yes, I'm allowed to say that, actually. Basically, I was interviewing, it was like an avatar of a person in the metaverse. So I think someone was behind the camera and they had things attached to their body and their face, and they digitized themselves, and I was interviewing that. And they had like a metaverse baby voice as well. And it was just super strange. Like, I was laughing throughout, and I was trying not to laugh too much because to me, it was just, I was full of giggles, but it was just so strange because I was talking to a person, but it wasn't a person.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, yeah, I'll be uploading the replay of that to Crypto Tonight YouTube channel next week. Or for the people on Huobi Global, they can watch it in the app. The replay is up there as well. But, yeah, that was really weird. Good, but weird. We have Leonardi in the live chat saying, good morning, sir. Good morning to you too. Shout out to Char. Theka is saying they're still holding on to baby Dogecoin. Wow, that's effort. That's awesome. Well, I hope it's awesome. I don't know, but it's good to see. What I mean by awesome, it's awesome to see people still have patience. That's what I mean. They still know how to hodl. Ernest is asking any good coins to buy for long investment. We can't really recommend them, and we can't give financial advice, but if I was to pick one, obviously it would be Huobi token, not financial advice.
Yeah, Hobo token is so
It's been doing really well lately, yeah, really well.
Still so undervalued, dude. So here you look the videos I've done. There's us right now.
Yay! Hello, our live stream.
Was already. I bought the NFTs. I played the game. I bought the five NFTs. Two of them are for like staking and making money. 3 of them are needed to play the game. They're characters. So I'll put into that. Cardano Island, over on Virtual Prime, I bought like 3 pieces of property on that. And that's pretty much it for the last month, man.
Yeah.
There's a video game. The rest of it's like meme review, Economic Ninja. What else was there? Pre-search. I've got 3 or 4 nodes.
How's that going for you? The pre-search, good?
It's okay. It's not. No, it's good. It's a thing, dude. It's a good return for me, but the nodes are very cheap. So if you're making 120%, but the node only costs you $150.
Oh wow!
You're making $12 a month or something. 11. So it's like
not
$12 a month. But when you look at what you put in, that's not much of anything. I think it's really important for decentralized search when it comes to like what Google has, the control they have on everything. It's important to support that, just like it's important to support like Library and Odyssey and these alternative things to YouTube, stuff like Den Social from Dragon Chain, like that's it's decentralized social media platform. They're important, even if it's like for like Monero. A lot of things like Monero and privacy coins that are really, I think, important to support and mine if you can, even if you're doing it at a loss, because you're supporting the network, you're supporting that, you're supporting privacy in general. Making it harder for the evil powers that be to kind of shut that stuff down. Dave from Dead Social Distant said that the other week or so, and it did really hit me, because we get wrapped up on just making money and just like this number going up and increasing your portfolio, increasing your wealth, when we lose sight of what crypto was really started for. The importance of it, and the importance sometimes of just backing something to, talk about a project, even if you're not getting paid, even if you're not making money, just because people need to hear about it. It needs to be successful because it's better for humanity. It's better for our community. It's better for the world.
I also know 2 centralized platforms. That's right. You heard me correctly. 2 centralized platforms that are really, really good for educational crypto content. The first one is Satoshi Sean on YouTube channel, and the second one is Crypto Tonight on YouTube channel. So not bad, really good for centralized platform.
Yeah, for the centralized people, yeah.
Just quickly back to the live chat. We have Steph saying kudos. Marguerite, shout out to you. We love you too. Jonas is saying Doge boom. And just scrolling down, we have a lot of comments to go through. Jonas is saying market bullish pump Bitcoin. I'm not really sure right now because the overall global trading volume is pretty damn low. And when I say pretty damn low, it's scary low. So will it continue to drop? If it does, we could expect further drops in prices. But if this is going to be the point where it plateaus and there's going to be a bounce back, then that could happen very sooner than later as well. But right now, the global trading volume, last I checked before we went live, was approximately $60 billion last 24 hours, which sounds like a lot, and it is. But by crypto standards, it's pretty bad right now.
Yeah, it's really low
really low
for all trading volume.
Yeah,
but with the price having kind of stayed where it has, and ETH has had some decent runs here the past few days. It's really positive. You know what I mean? Because it's not just dropping with, like you said, when volume goes that low. usually the price kind of follows. Um,
Yeah.
so for everything to be kind of holding where it is, and there's not a lot of people. Part of that low volume is there's not a lot of people selling either. So
Mm.
there's good and bad, but I think overall it's kind of positive.
You think?
I do, because I don't. It's not just dropping straight down. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Uh,
true.
there's not a lot of people buying. There's not a lot of people selling. There's and the price has been kind of holding and not really plummeting below that $20,000 mark. ETH like broke above 15 a couple times. What's it at right now?
Bitcoin
No,
or
ETH.
ETH? ETH right now is currently trading at $1,595. It is up 1.4% since we started this live stream and up 2.6% for the last 24-hour window with 24-hour trading volume of $14.5 billion. The global crypto trading volume has also moved up since the start of this stream to just above $61 billion.
If you
And the
look at
global...
ETH for the past 7 days, it's broke 1,700 a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, look at the past 7 days.
Oh, yeah, you could be right, actually.
So that's positive. That's very positive for the low volume.
For low volume, yes, but we do have the merge coming up soon, don't we? September? This month? Was it this month?
What?
The ETH merge?
Yes, it's supposed to be.
I think mid-September, I think it was.
See, this is something Phil said that about 90% of Bitcoin in circulation has been held for a year or more. So a lot less people are selling.
Yeah, but does that take into account the lost Bitcoin as well? That people have thrown away in hardware wallets and lost and been locked
I
out
was
of
going
their
to say that
passwords?
taking into account a lot of this institutional money that came in and bought and they're just holding.
Oh, okay. So literally circulating, sort of, even though they're not circulating, but
Yeah.
part of the circulating supply. Okay. Sure. I am going to have a quick look at something just quickly. All right, I've got a weird news article
Good.
from Japan.
Always weird.
Always weird. You ready for this
grass.
one? I think you'll like this one too, Sean. Ready?
Okay.
Japan launches boozy competition to encourage young people to drink more alcohol. You heard that correctly.
Well, old Abe, he's gone now. He wanted people to get out and touch grass. But one thing, there's all these weird comparisons between Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. They both got assassinated. John F. Kennedy's secretary's last name was Lincoln. Lincoln's secretary's last name was Kennedy. There's all these, the times they got shot. There's so many weird things. But President Abe, and then Japan, Prime Minister Abe, A-B-E, pronounced Abe.
Abe.
Yeah.
Okay. What's Abe?
Abe, but pronounced Japanesey.
I thought you were going to take it into another direction with another like secret meaning or something.
No, Abe. They're both Abes.
Oh, so in Japan they pronounce it Abe.
Yeah, but it's spelled A-B-E, just like.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh. Yep, just a little weird coincidence, man.
Wow, interesting.
Illuminati.
Used to my ears. So, Sean, much on for the rest of the weekend? What's your plans?
What's my plans? Got a funeral to go to tomorrow.
Oh, sorry to hear it.
Yeah, it sucks. My Asian son, his grandfather died.
Oh, my condolences.
So I was friends with his mom back, when I was a kid, and his aunt. So I used to like hang out over at their house, and my kids were talking about this their friend who's Vietnamese, but his last name's Polish. And I was like, that's an odd last name, Vietnamese and Polish in our small town. What's his mom's name? And I was like, oh my God, you're hanging out at the same house that I hung out in high school. There's, you're friends with. So it was just this weird thing. But yeah, he passed away. So we're at that funeral tomorrow. This week I'm going to do a meme reviews coming up. this weekend. I think that's about it, man. I don't have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing till next week. Just gonna be a kind of a chill weekend. Might play some video games.
Nice. It's taking it easy, yeah?
Yeah. What about you?
Probably the same chill, play some video games, drink some booze, and start fresh next week.
Yeah, you're gonna be real
Uh,
busy, dude. You're gonna be so busy this weekend. Don't lie.
um, every day is not Sunday, according to Corin in the live chat. And James Ravi is saying more alcohol sold will bring more in tax money. Do they care? Actually, let me just quickly go to the article just to because I actually had this article open for this show 2 weeks ago, and I forgot what it was about because I never
It
brought
is.
it
It
up
is
the last.
something. There is a huge tax on alcohol, man. Huge tax.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, the Japanese government has launched a nationwide competition encouraging people to drink more alcohol after a big fall in tax revenues. The Sake Viva campaign, run by the National Tax Agency, is calling on 20 to 39-year-olds to come up with business plans that will help restore the popularity of alcoholic drinks, which have fallen out of favor because of lifestyle changes among young people. Alcohol consumption in the country was already in decline, but the coronavirus pandemic exacerbated it further, with residents eating and drinking out much less than usual. At one stage during the pandemic, the sale of alcohol in restaurants was banned, and at another point, it was restricted to certain hours of the day. The competition runs until September 9th and is calling for new products and designs as well as ways to promote home drinking to stimulate demand among young people.
You know,
Unbelievable.
this could never happen in Australia or US.
Never. Nah.
No, there, dude. The UN would go off. I mean, it'd be such the backlash from the whole world.
Yeah. Maybe we
Literally,
should move to Japan, Sean.
yeah. Japan's only. I think one of the only countries that can get away with this, dude. They're
Wow.
such an I don't give a fuck country. You know what I mean? They
mm.
really are, dude. No, I don't. There's no way it would fly here. But it's all secret here. Like during the pandemic, you couldn't go to church. They
Yeah,
closed
same
down
here.
churches, but they left alcohol liquor stores open, and
Yep.
it was like that was so blatant. Everyone's like, you can't go to church, but you can go to the liquor store. What the fuck are you trying to
Yeah.
promote?
Yeah.
And they were the government. Oh well, no. Japan's like, hey man, that's tax money. We want some tax money. Go drink and be happy. You know?
Yeah, here the only reasons we were allowed to leave the house during lockdown was for grocery shopping, medical shopping, like chemist, pharmacies, things like that, doctor, whatever, and alcohol shops. Th- That were basically the three. So,
Yeah. Well, in Texas, we did whatever we wanted because we don't. We're the
mm,
Japan of the United States. We don't care. Plus, we're all armed. So, but now in the U.S., we're all armed everywhere because of constitutional carry. So,
mm.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right, I'm going to have one more quick look at the live chat box before we give this a wrap, Sean. So, have a quick look. Any more questions? That's it. All right. So, to everybody watching, I will be back later for 2 more streams in Huobi app, and they are already scheduled in the app as well. Huobi Talks, and I believe RCCC interview. So please feel free to tune into those later in a few hours. Sean, it's been another lazy crypto talk show.
Speaking of that, I got a new purse.
Hey,
Yeah, listen, it's an ammo bag, but it's like a half backpack.
Is that your new purse?
It's my new purse. It's where I keep my pew pew. Which
Oh, you got water gun in there.
no, it's my Walther P9. That's what I carry on the regular. Which I was carrying a Turkish Canik, but it's huge, man. It's so big.
Yeah.
And it's technical, much more. Got a lot more bells and whistles and all, but that's just so comfortable, dude.
I always carry 2 guns with me, left and right.
Yeah, I carry those too. Like it's good to carry a pew pew if you can carry a pew pew. You should carry a pew pew because you can always defend other people who don't. And you can dial your 911, but that takes time.
Takes time.
A
A lot can
long
happen in
time.
2 minutes.
What could happen in 20? Dude,
Yeah, or 40.
I was in Killeen, which is it's it's shit. It's the worst town and one of the worst towns in the world.
I want to
I
go there.
I hate living close to it. It's gross. I don't like driving through it even. But uh, there's a documentary on Netflix about just how terrible it is. Uh,
Mm.
it used to be the murder capital of the world
Oh, wow.
until all the mass shootings started. This is like before when I was a young buck. I was like 20,
Mm.
and it was the first mass shooting because before we used to just have people in post offices, and the term came up going postal because it was just postal workers that would go to work and kill everybody. But then we had a restaurant here that this guy drove his pickup truck through the doors into the restaurant, got out, just started shooting everybody.
All he wanted was a sandwich.
No, he was crazy. So he shot a bunch of people, then he got killed. Um,
I should have
but
been
a
joking
woman
about
that he
it.
shot was a chiropractor from Killeen.
Mm.
And she was like, "This is terrible that nobody had a gun." And she became a state senator, and got concealed carry passed. Like her whole thing was, "I'm going to get this passed." So she
Mm.
got concealed carry passed in Texas again. So everybody just had to take a test and prove that you take a safety course and all that, prove you could shoot, and then you could have a concealed weapon. And that's how it was forever, or for years. But now in the United States, we have constitutional carry, which means just it's in the Constitution. You can carry a gun,
Yep.
concealed, not concealed. Which you could always not conceal a gun, like you could walk around with a shotgun or something.
Mm.
Um, which that I used to work at Domino's when I was young. I was assistant manager, and we're right by the biggest army base or military base in the world. So a lot of people order pizza. We make like 20 grand, 30 grand in a week. I mean, it was
Yeah.
or big, a lot of money. So at the end of the night, I would have to go and make a deposit of all this money. And we used to call the police. They would meet me out, I'd go out to my car in this back dark alley, and then they would follow me to the bank. I'd drop it off in the night deposit box. And then the police said, "Hey man, we're not doing more. You have to pay $100."
Mm.
So, Domino's like, not paying any money. So I was like, "Hey man, I got like, thousands of dollars. I got to go in this little dark back alley into my car, just carrying money. What do I do?" They're like, "Carry a
Mm.
shotgun." I'm like, "I can just carry a shotgun. You can carry a shotgun and walk around downtown. So it's totally legal."
Mm.
But then Domino's wouldn't let you have a gun,
Oh, okay.
which even in my car, which everybody carried like shotguns and stuff growing up. Like growing up in high school, in the parking lot, there's like everyone had a shotgun in their truck just in the window. Um, so technically, people were armed at school, which now
Mm.
now that's new again here in Texas. All the teachers are being armed now. It
Oh,
just
okay.
it goes by school system.
I didn't hear about
Um,
that. Yeah.
but a lot of school systems now they got signs up just for just be aware. You know, whoever the faculty is armed is allowed to be armed. So if you want to try anything, you'll probably die really quick.
Oh,
Um,
good.
but if you know what happened in Uvalde with the coward police and the terrible things that they did, the cowardice that they
A
did,
few months ago, was it?
yeah.
And they
Um,
took 45 minutes to actually enter a room.
no, yeah, they were in there just like hanging out in the school and
Yeah,
not doing
yeah,
anything.
but
They're
but,
all on
but it
camera.
took them like 45 minutes to actually do
Yeah,
something. Yeah, I saw
and
that. And I
they
played with their
stopped.
phones and
There were like civilian, like people's parents going in there, and they stopped them from going in. But
mm,
anyway, that's kind of what's happening now. There's like in Belton, um, the police department went to this had a big meeting at the school, uh, and they took an oath, a whole new oath, on top of their
mm,
regular oath. They took an oath to always charge into danger, to run towards it, to not wait, to not report it. So there's a real big movement here
mm.
where law enforcement's kind of splitting into two different factions. Like the yes men, we'll just follow whatever orders are, and the police that are like, no, we're going to defend people. We're going to do what's right. Um, we're going to protect the community. Which it's. I know we're going off on a tangent here at the end, but in the United States, and I think most other countries, the police aren't there to protect you. That's not their
That
job.
doesn't make money. That doesn't make money.
Well,
Fines
it's not their
make
job.
money.
Period. It's went to the Supreme Court like 5 times, and the Supreme Court's always ruled that it's not the job of the police to protect citizens, that's probably why a lot of them become police. But it's not their job. Their job is to enforce the laws of Congress, enforce the
Oh
laws of
yeah.
the government. So, if someone's going to murder you, and the police stop him, they're not protecting you. They're stopping him from breaking the law of murdering you. They don't care. It's not like if you get hurt in the way, if they knock you over, if they break your leg and step on you while they're stopping it, that's fine. They are there to stop. Cops. Yeah, Phil said the cops are not bound by law to protect you. Like if it was true, if the police were there to protect you, they see a guy whose tail light is out, and they go to pull him over, and he takes off. They have his license. They know where he lives. They would say, okay, let's go to this guy's house and arrest him. But they don't. They go after him. They put the public at risk. They have a high-speed chase. They could hit people. They could knock people. This other guy could, spin out and kill people. They do that and put the public at risk because they want to stop that guy from breaking the law, not to protect everybody. If they wanted to protect everybody, they'd be like, well, we got him. Let's go arrest him at his house later. That's not what they do because that's not their job. So it is. And bringing this back to crypto, so much of crypto teaches us to be sovereign to ourselves, to be responsible with our money. Hey, you sent that to the wrong place. You didn't look at this. You didn't double check that. You messed up. You lost it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with our protection and the protection of our family and our property. There's a lot that we have to take responsibility for. And I know there's some countries where it's a lot tougher because your government's not the most friendly.
That's true.
But in reality, no government is friendly.
That's true. Quick shout outs to Clement Table in the live chat and Poppy and Vivo 777 is saying to you, Sean, why are you showing it? Go to Ukraine. The best with him, brother. Or the best to you, brother. I think they're saying you should take that pistol and go to Ukraine with it.
Well, that's a whole nother can of worms, man. The Ukrainian people, awesome. Russian people, awesome. The governments sure have messed a lot of things up. Everybody knows the Ukrainian government did a lot of shady stuff. Ukraine is one of the place where all governments went to launder their money, dude. Honestly. But when it first started, dude, I wanted to. I was thinking about, I'd like to go to Ukraine and just, because it's an injustice. Why Russia did it, I do understand. The United States did much worse, in my opinion. We did the same thing Russia did, but we were going to kill you. We were going to kill your parents, Darko. Whoever made that comment, we were going to kill your parents. Russia was going to put nuclear weapons in Cuba, and our government said, okay, then we'll have a nuclear war. And all this stuff's been declassified. All this stuff has come out. We put the whole world at risk. We were going to blow everything up. Russia was going to blow everything up. The Soviet Union. We were going to end the human race, man, because they were coming too close to our border. And NATO did the same thing to Russia. We said we're not going to encroach. We're not going to expand. We promised. And we broke our promise. NATO, not just the United States, but NATO broke its promise a bunch of times, and we kept getting closer and closer to where we're right next to them in Ukraine. If they invaded Ukraine, they could have just said, hey, if you do this, we'll have a nuclear war. And they would have done the same thing that we did. And this has been brought up, not in the media a lot, because it makes us look bad, but the United States was going to blow up the world. We were going to have a nuclear war if Russia came to Cuba, and Russia backed down. But now that there's all these documents that have been released, we know how close we came to ending the human race because of governments.
Look what happened in Japan.
But yeah,
back then.
And everybody thought we were going to learn, like when we dropped that bomb in Japan.
It was true.
We're so scared. now that, oh my God, with so much power, we have to come together and be friends. But governments are run by people, and power corrupts, and that's all that they're there for. They're there to get anyone that goes into government eventually at that level. It's just about power and securing power. That's why they go into government and they make $100 some thousand a year, but they leave after 4 years. They're worth,
Yeah, but
couple
once they
million.
leave, they get paid for the rest of their lives. They're
Or
set.
but while they're there, they're making $150,000 a year. Somehow they're worth millions of dollars after a
You know,
couple of years.
payoffs,
I
payoffs
don't how does that happen with math?
under the table payoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. There's no other way about it. So and look, honestly, I've known this for a long time. Politicians, they get into government, but before they do that, they have a side business, right? And then they go into government, and then they start to produce perks for certain industries. For example, home insulation. Those bats for home insulation. One of our previous governments, he came in. He was a previous prime minister, and when he came into power, he had a side business for the bats for the home insulations. He made them in a warehouse, and then he brought out this government grant that, hey, if you decide to get home insulation installed, we'll give you $3,500 from the government. But guess who's supplying the bats? It was the man himself.
Same thing, man. With all the wars, they're all plugged into the military-industrial complex. What about that one guy, man, the lead singer from Midnight Oil?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
yeah. He was in Parliament, and he was like, you know what, man, I do more for the country by being a musician.
Hmm. Peter Garrett, his name.
Yeah, I know a guy that was friends with him. My cousin was going to go to Australia because you guys don't have insane asylums anymore, which is fucking weird to me. But
Everybody's normal here, Sean.
you give criminally insane people their own house, but they have to have a guard that lives in the house with them. Which is this is weird, man. But he was going to go over there to be a guard, and so you just live in the dude's house, and you're there to watch him because he's criminally insane, but he has like a nice house and just lives like a regular person. But he's followed by a guard, which that's weird.
It is
Anyway,
strange.
he didn't end up. He actually went over there, and then they stopped him in customs, and he wouldn't let him in the country, so he had to go back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was tough to get in.
Maybe he wasn't wearing a mask at the airport.
No, this was right before. This was before.
I'm joking.
Before. Yeah, a friend of mine's a billionaire, and he was like, "You don't wear masks." I was like, "Nah, I really don't wear a mask much, man, because it's hard. Like I got breathing problems anyway, so it's like you can't wear a mask because it cuts down the oxygen level." But he was like, "Yeah, man, I don't wear a mask. Never, I won't wear a mask when I travel." I was like, "How do you travel if it's like they force you?" He's like, "No, man, it's a private jet. You gotta fly private jet, Sean. You don't take."
Oh yeah, no worries. I'll get one tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do that, Robert.
Can you buy me one, Robert?
It's not much, man. It's not much. You just fly private jet. It's worth it. It's worth it, man. It's like instead of paying 1,500, it's 15,000. It's worth it. It's like, yeah, no, I would just have to wear the mask, man.
I started watching this movie the other day called Ambulance, and it was funny because there was this group of robbers about to rob a bank or something like that. I think it was a bank. Yeah. They were going to rob a bank, and they went underneath the building. They found an elevator, a lift, and all four of them were wearing masks. And then as the door was closing so they could go up into the bank, right, the door stops because someone stopped it with their hand, and the doors opened again. And there was this little old lady walking in with these gangsters in the lift, and she was wearing a COVID mask, right? And because she looked at these four criminals with the masks on, she didn't think anything of it. It was just normal. Like, she thought they were wearing...
I thought... That's the first thing I thought of when it all started, dude. Because I went to the bank, and I was like, there's no... People would have been shot. Or at least the security would have, jumped on them as soon as you walk in. You walk into a bank with a hoodie and a mask?
Or a motorcycle helmet, not allowed.
3 years ago? No way, man.
Yeah.
And now, if you don't wear a hoodie and a mask, they're like, hey, where's your mask? I can see your face. Get this, quit that. It's
Yeah.
just weird. I went to my bank with a as a joke with a gas mask, a full gas mask,
and that was normal, right?
and everybody was like, "Hey, good on you. All right,
Yeah.
look at you going the extra mile." I'm like,
It-
it was a joke, man. It was a
Yeah.
joke.
Today, you could walk into your local bank wearing a ninja outfit, dressed up as a ninja, and go, "Give me my money," and pass over your card. Yes, sir. No problem. How much would you like today? It's just so strange how times have changed.
And
Yeah.
this is a big part of the defiance of government in California. It's a terrible place. It's like Texas is not really American. Everybody asked me, you asked me, it's like, you're in America. It's like, well, in Texas, it's kind of America. And California's the same way. It's not really America. Neither is New York. They're very different than the rest of the country. But like in California, there's a lot of stores that are banning masks. Like you can't shop here if you wear a mask, which completely goes against what their government is saying.
Yeah.
But they're tired of getting robbed.
Yeah.
Because also in California, they made it to where it's not against the law to steal. If you steal less than $1,200, it's not a crime.
Really?
So people go in with like a trash bag and a calculator, and they steal $1,100 of the stuff and just walk out.
What?
And it's terrible. You look up the videos, dude. It's terrible.
Wow.
And if you call the police, they're like, "It's only a misdemeanor. That's a ticket. We're not going to send someone out for that." And they're like, "Hey, do you have their ID?" And that's another thing. If they steal stuff, they're like, "We're not going to do anything if you don't have like an ID of the person, a picture, video." And they're like, "Yeah, but they're wearing a mask." So now they're like, "Hey, you can't wear a mask. If you want to come to the store, you have to take your mask off."
Oh, wow.
Things are changing on that front.
Definitely. Sean, before we give this a wrap as well, just a quick shout out to Wolf Berlick. He's a passionate Crypto Tonight member. And if anybody else wants to join and become a member to Crypto Tonight on YouTube, please visit the YouTube channel and you'll see memberships or join. And you can also become a passionate member where not only will you receive perks, but you will also receive shout outs to non-partnered streams. So this one, although it is on Huobi, it is a non-partnered in a way because this is our own actual show with me and Sean. So
yeah, and you can join Satoshi Sean, join mine, and you get special streams where I show my nipples.
I am so there, Sean.
I don't have it. I don't have it joined, dude. I need to do that. You need to show me how. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have a join.
Oh, forget about Patreon. To me, that was useless. But what I did was before I created mine, I looked at other channels, see what they were doing and how they were doing it. And then I just created one. But yeah, no problem, dude. I can help you out with that.
Cool.
So, yeah, done. Awesome. I think that just about wraps it for this week's edition of the Lazy Crypto Talk Show, Sean.
We went over an hour, so that was a long show, man.
Yes, and we had questions from the live chat, which is also always awesome. Good to see. And we covered some crypto topics and non-crypto topics, which is always fun to have a bit of a mix-up. So this is an open talk show, and why not? So, Sean, same time, same place next week.
Yeah, buddy. Good to see you. Hope to see you guys there. Remember to go and subscribe to our channels on YouTube.
Yeah,
really appreciate your support. How many people we got watching?
Again, with that, we had no notification pushed for this stream, and we've had 7,400 people watching on the Huobi Global app and a combined 42,800 likes, which is absolutely awesome.
42,000 likes. That's pretty damn good.
Really, really good. Again, considering there was no notification push in the app. So we haven't reached that level yet, Sean. We're not the elite yet, but we're getting there.
Hey, Gerald. Good to see you guys here. Love y'all very much. Stay happy, healthy. We'll see y'all next week.
Ragola!
I'm going for a video. Hold on. Here we go.
I can only hold it for so long.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, you got to get yourself some of that Bitcoin, man. You go on the internet, you click, you got to steal some Bitcoin and put in your wallet and you holler at the caller, holler, yeah.